To grow your wealth, you either need to earn more, spend less, or invest. But these aren't all equally important. Over the long run, investing is by far the most powerful way to grow your wealth. I mean, it's not even that close. And to prove my point, I'm going to show you how saving just a modest amount of money and retiring at a normal age could still result in your investments earning over $600,000 per year. So let's talk about why investing is so absurdly powerful and why you have to invest to grow your wealth. And to do that, I need to explain the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is an easy way to estimate how long it will take your money to double. And the math is super simple. Just take the number 72 and divide it by your expected investment return. The result is about how many years it will take for your money to have doubled. If you earn a 6% rate of return, it will take about 12 years for your money to double. If you earn a 12% rate of return, your money will double about every 6 years. So let's say you earn a 7.2% rate of return, which is actually pretty close to the average return of the stock market after adjusting for inflation. Then your money would double every 10 years. And in a past video, I explained that I'm trying to save $500,000 by the time I turn 30. If I kept that money invested, then using the rule of 72, I'd have $1 million by the time I was 40, $2 million at 50, $4 million at 60, $8 million at 70, and by the time I turned 80, I'd have a 8-figure net worth of $16 million. And remember, that's already adjusted for inflation. There is absolutely no way that I will ever have $16 million at the age of 80 without investing. The only other way to build that kind of wealth is to start your own business, which is a lot of work, has a high chance of failure, and still probably won't give you a net worth of $16 million. And the rule of 72 is just an approximation. You can use formulas or investment calculators to make a more exact prediction. But the rule of 72 gives you a simple way to estimate how your wealth might grow. And what I like about it is that you can probably do the math in your head. But I need to explain how exactly an average person could earn over $600,000 from their investments. So let me break down the math. Say you saved a very modest $1,000 a month. I know that this is a lot more than a lot of people save, but I think this is a super attainable savings target. And I'll even assume that you only save $1,000 a month through the rest of your career, even though you'll almost certainly earn more later in your career than when you start. And if you saved $1,000 a month every month for 40 years, maybe from age 22 to age 62, and earned a 7% return on your investment, then at the end, you would have $2,395,621.34 at age 62. That's enough money to enable a very comfortable retirement, and it's more money than I'll ever need. But if you just kept that money invested for another 20 years, at which time you'd be 82 years old, then you would have $9,762,244.60 to your name. In the last year of that time period, your wealth would have increased by $649,866.47. To me, that's absolutely absurd. Even a super modest savings of $1,000 a month could still result in you being a multi-millionaire. Of course, I can't see the future, and I'm not an investment advisor, so I have no idea what your net worth will be in 60 years. But the point is, investing can be immensely powerful. Only a tiny fraction of people will ever earn $600,000 in a single year. But through long-term investing, you could earn that much money without even working. And no matter what your situation is, there are two factors that you should optimize to grow your wealth. The first, which is pretty obvious, is how much money you invest. Since money grows on itself, it's important to get as much money invested as possible. For example, doing some quick mental math, let's assume you earn a 7.2% return on your investment. Using the rule of 72, that means your money will double about every 10 years. If you invested $10,000 at 30 years old and nothing more, you'd only have $20,000 at 40, $40,000 at 50, $80,000 at 60, and $160,000 at 70. But if you had invested $100,000 at age 30, you would have $1,600,000 at age 70, even without additional investments. So the initial investment amount is really important. The second super important factor is how early you invest. In the early years of investing, your money will probably not grow that quickly. If you waited until you were 50 years old to invest that $100,000, you'd have just $400,000 at age 70 instead of 1.6 million. Wealth accelerates over time, which means the early years of investing just aren't as important as the later ones. So investing can be extremely powerful, but personally, I don't think the real power of investing is how wealthy it can make you. While a less mature version of myself might have disagreed, I don't need $600,000 to live off of. In fact, I don't even need a fraction of that. I've explained in past videos that I'm living on about $20,000 a year. That means if my investments grew by just $60,000 a year, I'd still have way more money than I need. Instead of striving to increase your wealth, you could reach financial freedom and never work again. Of course, not everyone feels that way, and there are many people that think their only purpose in life is to increase their wealth. And that's because they've been programmed to be poor. Some blame our culture of consumerism, but I think there's a more fundamental reason. I recently made a video about how you're programmed to be poor by your own evolution, which I'll link right here. I think you'll like that video, so check it out next.